So, the Galaxy 4 animation is coming very soon. It's coming very soon. And by very soon, I mean, like, a week. It's very, very soon. Some people have already seen it thanks to the BFI screenings and everything. So, because of that, I thought, I'd celebrate the new missing episode animations by just talking about some missing episode animations. Specifically, in this video, I'm going to give my full prediction order for the remaining missing episodes which are yet to be animated. Now, I have already done a video about the missing episode animations, but that was like the 5 I wanted, plus that video is outdated. Instead, it's going to be like just the prediction order and stuff, just using like certain facts about the stories and just what I think and everything. So, yeah, we might as well do it. Feel free to disagree in the comments, but I'm going to use this video to try and explain my reasoning. So, first off, I'm going to talk about the Wildcard. Now, what I mean by the Wildcard is that this story, the animation, can go literally anywhere. I have no idea where it could go. I don't even, it could go literally anywhere. And that is the Underwater Menace. Now, the reason I think it could go literally anywhere is because only 2 parts need to be animated, and they're not that hard to do. And also, the story already has a DVD release, and yes, the recons are terrible, but either way, it does already have a DVD release, so who knows whether they'll do it, but, they did do Web of Fear Special Edition, so I have a feeling they may do an Underwater Menace Special Edition, but I think most people can agree, if it's in the same style as Web of Fear, we don't want it, we'll stick with loose cannon, thank you very much. But yeah, it could go literally, and it could be the very next one, it could be the very last one, it could be any of them, so I have no idea where to put it, so Underwater Menace is the Wildcard. Now, the first animation, which I'm pretty sure will be next, is the Abominable Snowmen. Now, there's some reasons for this. Firstly, it's got the Yeti in it, very popular monster, and also they did the Web of Fear Special Edition recently, so I feel like that was sort of hinting towards the Abominable Snowmen being done. It helps complete Season 5, they've been working a lot on Patrick Troughton, so I feel like they're trying to get him, trying to get his era done with. They've now got, Jamie and Victoria models and Yeti models, although the Yeti models aren't that good, just saying. They've Abominable Snowman seems likely. It doesn't have many characters. It's been rumoured for ages. The Mirror rumoured it. But the biggest piece of evidence is that the TARDIS was literally seen in the place where they filmed it. So that's kind of pseudo-confirmed it. So, yeah, Abominable Snowman is most likely next, unless Underwater Menace is before it. I don't know. I think Abominable Snowman is practically confirmed to be next. Now, with Galaxy 4 coming out, it's made me think that maybe the animations will alternate between Troughton and Hartnell. So, with Galaxy 4 being a Hartnell and the Abominable Snowman being a Troughton, then that means that the animation afterwards could potentially be a Hartnell. Especially because there's multiple animation teams. Like, maybe the evil team would work on the Troughton stories like Abominable Snowmen, whilst the Fury team would work on the Hartnell stories like Galaxy 4, because that's what they've been doing. So, if that happens, then I can imagine it alternating between the two. So, what Hartnell story will be most likely to be animated first outside of Galaxy 4? Well, I think it's actually going to be the Smugglers. Now, the Smugglers, it's not a very popular story, but I like it. But the reason why I think it's going to be done is for a variety of reasons. 1, it helps to complete Season 4. 2, it's probably the easiest historical to do due to not many characters, not many sets, the costumes aren't too fancy and stuff. 3, the audio quality is quite good. 4, they've got all the character models and everything. So, yeah, I can see the Smugglers being very likely to be done, and it just seems really possible to do, and it helps with Season 4. But it's very possible that the Fury team isn't working on the Smugglers. The reason I bring this up is in the Web of Fear Special Edition, for the making of the animation, I know some people like to meme that documentary, but they have said that the 3D animation can help with, the costumes and stuff on the historicals. Now, I know most people are being like, oh god no, that means Web of Fear, Marco Polo style, whatever. But I feel like the reason the Web of Fear didn't look very good is because there wasn't much of a budget, because BBC America usually funds the animations, but they didn't fund the Web of Fear Special Edition. So if BBC America funds things like the Smugglers, and they use the 3D animation, I think it will look really good. with a bit of luck. If it doesn't, then I don't want it. But if they use the smugglers as a sort of test pilot, then if it works, it works. And if it doesn't work, well, it's not too popular anyway, so not as many people would be upset. It's not like you're animating Marco Polo as a test pilot, where a lot of people would be mad if that was screwed up. But the smugglers, not as many people would care. Kind of like how Galaxy 4 is sort of the Hartnell test pilot, because it's not very popular and also really easy to do. So that's my big, long, rambly thing for why I think the Smugglers is the next Hartnell and probably going to come after Abominable Snowmen. Next. Alright, back to Troughton. Now, I think that the next Troughton story after Abominable Snowmen will most likely be The Wheel in Space. Now, it's kind of obvious why this one would be done. It will fully complete Season 5 if this is done. So, that'll help, like, the collection box sets and whatnot. And also, it's got the Cybermen in it. It's the last Cybermen story to receive the animation treatment, so it's pretty much begging for an animation. And I can see no reason why it wouldn't be done, especially because the part 1 was animated. Granted, it was a cut down version, but yeah, Wheel in Space is, it's very likely. The reason why I think it's going to come after Abominable Snowmen is purely because of that one TARDIS leak from Abominable Snowmen, but Wheel in Space, it's very likely. It could come before the Smugglers, for all we know. I mean, I'd be happy either way. It will complete Season 5, so Wheel in Space, it's one of the most likely ones. And we're back to Hartnell, this time with another historical. Now, I'd say this is probably the next easiest historical to do after the Smugglers. Now, most people may disagree with me, but I think the Mythmakers. Now, a few reasons why. I mean, there's always a few reasons why, but this story follows on from Galaxy 4 and I guess Mission to the Unknown. I probably should have clarified this at the start. This list isn't including Mission to the Unknown, as I don't see why they would animate it, because they've got the recreation. But yeah, this story follows on from Galaxy 4, and they do tend to like having the animations, they do tend to like doing animations which follow on from each other, so, having the Mythmakers would make sense. And yeah, there isn't that many characters. The sets are quite limited and stuff. It's quite a simple story. I think the hardest thing to do would be the Trojan Horse, but they're good with 3D cel-shaded models. The only problem is people say that the story apparently has bad audio quality, but I've seen the story, the reconstruction, and for me, the audio quality is fine. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's way better than the audio quality on the Galaxy 4 recon, but Galaxy 4's got an animation, so yeah, I don't see why the audio quality would be a problem for the Mythmakers, to be honest. So yeah, I think the Mythmakers is likely. Plus, they already have the Stephen and Vicky model, so yeah, Mythmakers. I think it's likely to be done. So I mean, I'd like to see it. So yeah, it's an underrated one. And back to Troughton with na 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 Space Pirates, na 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 Space Pirates. Yeah, this is probably the most the least popular story yet to be animated. So I could see them holding it off until like after Abominable Snowman and Wheel in Space. Like, get the popular ones out first and then do the unpopular Troughton stories, because it's not like the harder ones where you need test pilots and stuff. They've done enough Troughton test pilots. Even the Space Pirates would probably be, I imagine it would actually be a bit tricky to do, because they do visit quite a lot of locations, and if they're going to do an animation of the Space Pirates, they need to take some artistic liberties with it. I know some people don't like it, but if they follow the Space Pirates bang on, the audience is going to fall asleep after part 2. So they need to take some creative liberties with Space Pirates. So I'd be happy if they took their time with it to make it a decent story. So yeah, I can see the Space Pirates being one of the last Troughtons to do. But yeah, it still seems very likely, because it's the only story from Season 6 yet to be animated. So if they got Season 5, they get Season 6, and then that only leaves one more Season 4 story, which I will get to later. Also, this is assuming they would have done the Underwater Menace by this point, but you never know. So yeah, I think the Space Pirates is possible around this time, giving the other stories, the priorities, so yeah. Alright, now I feel like they'll probably do two Hartnells before the next Troughton, and reason for that is because next Troughton is the Highlanders, and I'll explain why that's coming later, but I think the next animation after Space Pirates won't actually be a historical for Hartnell and will instead be the Savages. Now, the reason I think this is because it's a simple four-parter. It's your typical Doctor Who story in a quarry. I feel like a quarry would be pretty easy to animate, so yeah, it's like, I can see it being easy, and I know there's quite a decent amount of characters, but it's no more than the Faceless ones, and they were fine with the Faceless ones, so yeah, I feel like the Savages is likely. The only problem with the Savages, though, is a bit of racial problems with part of it. So yeah, that may stop them. Even though I did hear, actually, although apparently I heard that the Abominable Snowman also has racial issues, and that's pretty much good for them. So you never know, maybe that's not a problem. They may find a way around it. I don't know, but if they find a way around it, then I feel like the Savages, like, conceptually will probably be around this point. So yeah, I think the Savages is likely around here. The next Hartnell is, like, from this point on, I'm not sure whether these stories will actually get animated. Like, I feel like the Savages is the last one which has a very high chance of being animated eventually. But from this point on, I don't know. These stories all have a possibility of never being animated, which is a sad thought, but it is very possible. But first one is the Celestial Toymaker. Now, the reason why I'm not 100% sure that this will get animated is for two reasons. One, there's a insane amount of action with all the characters playing games, and there's a load of characters in it, and like dolls and dancing and stuff. Yeah, dancing will probably be quite hard to do with animation. And also, once again, those racial problems, but they may find a way around it. So, I feel like the Celestial Toymaker is likely, but not guaranteed. But if it is gonna be done, I feel like around this point will probably work, and I feel like this, maybe animation teams will start working together on this one. I doubt it, but you never know. It's like, this is definitely more of an ambitious story to do, and I'd love to see it, but I don't know. I feel like around this point would probably make sense. So yeah, I see the Celestial Toymaker around this point. And we're finally back to Troughton for the last one. Now, this one is the Highlanders. Now, the reason why I think this is going to be the last Troughton and why they delay it a bit is the reason why they haven't done it so far, despite it being a simple four-parter. Like, they were going to do this after Power of the Daleks, but they decided to do Massacre instead. A reason is one word: tartan. Tartan is really hard to animate, so it will, like, the Highlanders contains a hell of a lot of it due to being in the Scottish Highlands. So how difficult that will make the story, I have no idea, but I imagine it would be a bit difficult. I have a feeling this story will probably also be done in the whole 3D style and stuff. I feel like that's really the way they would be able to do the thing. Also, there is a costume change for the Doctor, when he's in drag, and it's the best scene ever, just saying. But yeah, it's I can see, like, this potentially happening. Complete Troughton, get Jamie's first story, complete season 4, but I can see this getting some funding to be done, but I don't know, the Tartan may ruin it, but let's just live in the optimist world and say it is gonna happen. I think delaying it until a few other Hartnells are out the way is probably what they're gonna do. But from this point on, all the Troughtons are done, so we've just got Hartnell. That'd be very good, though. If we can get all Troughtons animated, that'll be the dream. And if we get all of them animated, then, mwah, I love you all. Right, these final 4, oh boy, these are by far the hardest stories to animate. For various reasons, but yeah, these ones are gonna be tough. So whether these ones will be done, like Toymaker and Highlanders, I said they had a slight chance, but not as much guarantee. These ones have an even lower chance of being animated. But I think that out of these 4, the first one they do will probably be the Crusade. Now, the reason why this is going to be delayed so much, despite only having 2 episodes missing, and I feel like they'd only animate the 2 episodes because, it's like they did that, like it's the 2 or less rule. So I feel like, you know, obviously BBC America wants all episodes animated, but I think stories which follow the 2 or less rule, they don't really bother. So like, you know, Web of Fear, they only animated the 1 part, so Underwater Menace will probably only be the 2 episodes. So this will probably be only the 2 episodes. So yeah, so despite being 2 episodes, the reason why I think it'll be delayed so much is because there's an insane amount of characters and extras in the Crusade, an insane amount. And there's definitely a bit of action. I don't know how easy that'll be to do with the animation. You never know. The 3D could make this a lot easier, but I have no idea. But this is the most likely out of the 4, because there's only 2 episodes they would need to do. But even then, it's unlikely, which is a shame, because it'd be nice to complete season 2, but oh, whatever. Next up is a story which people have been begging to be animated for so long, and people think, oh, this one's guaranteed. But I disagree, and that's Marco Polo. Now, I love the story, don't get me wrong, but 7 episodes, a crazy amount of characters, loads of different locations, and racial problems. Yeah, that's not the best recipe for an easy time animating, is it? Like, yes, it's the last story of season 1 to need the animation treatment, but oh, I don't know whether it will happen or not. I mean, I'd love to see it happen, but yeah, this one will probably be very hard to do. But if it is done, can you imagine Marco Polo animated in colour? I mean, we've already got the colour recon, just can you imagine? Oh! Anyway, I'm fantasizing. Yeah, this one's probably unlikely, but if it is going to be done, it'll probably be around this point. They probably prioritize this over the next one because it is slightly more popular. Second to last story now, another tough historical. But, you know, this one isn't as popular as Marco Polo, but there are less episodes, but this has more characters, so this is the reason why I think that the Massacre will be done after Marco Polo, because the more characters and being less popular and everything. Now, again, the Massacre, I have no idea whether it will actually be done or not, but I'd love to see it be done, because it's a very complicated story, and having the animation probably help with that. But at the same time, like, the characters and the characters, the action, all that'll make it a tough historical in the first place, but part of me wonders whether they'll even be allowed to do it, because I don't know whether you've seen the Massacre, but it is dark as sheet. It's dark as sheet. I didn't really want to swear because I can't be bothered to censor out, but it is really dark, like, really dark. So I don't even know whether it will pass guidelines now. Because, yeah, I'm surprised it passed guidelines back in 1966. So, yeah, there is a small possibility that it may not even be allowed, but that's very small. I doubt that would be the reason why it wouldn't be animated. I think the main reason would be because it's got an insane amount of characters. But I would love to see the Massacre be done. Peter Purvis has said that this is his favourite story and the story he'd want to see animated the most, so I can very much see maybe that's the convincing they need, but who knows? At this point, they may get enough money to do it, but I don't know. The Massacre, if it's done, it'll probably be around this point, but if not, then, well. Now, this final one, I actually think has more of a possibility of being done than the last few. But if all of the animations are done, then this will definitely be saved for last. And that is the Daleks Master Plan. By far the most popular story which hasn't been animated so far. And the biggest one, because it's a whopping 12 episodes. So yeah, I can see them saving this for a grand finale animation. The culmination of missing episode animations, it ends with the Daleks Master Plan. I can see that happening. But if they can't do the historicals, I could just see them doing this in the end. But even then, I could see them, waiting a while for this story because, again, 12 episodes. There's like 40-odd characters. If they were to do this, it would be nice if they got, like, the different animation teams to, like, work together. But I doubt that would actually happen. But, yeah, this is a big, big story. So whether it'll actually happen, who knows. But it has got the Daleks in it, so that's the reason why I think it's more likely than the others. It'll probably get more funding, because, people like the Daleks and stuff, and it's a popular story and everything, so I think the Daleks Master Plan has a small chance of being done, and it would be nice if it's done. I'd love to see it, But, you know, it's probably not going to be done for a while. I'm talking like this is probably going to be around 2030 maybe when this is done. 2027 to like 2030, a long last time away. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you like this fairly waffly, rambly video. Sorry, I got the hiccups. Rambly video where I just bang on about missing episode animations and stuff and talk about my dumb prediction order. It's probably going to be completely wrong. You never know. The Daleks Master Plan could be the very next story animated. I highly doubt it, but you never know. So, yeah, this prediction order is kind of unlikely. I kind of just made it on the fly, but whatever. I just wanted to do this little video to sort of celebrate Galaxy 4's animation release. So, can't wait to watch that. And, I guess, bye everyone. I guess,